Hey everybody, it's Adam Rucker here from Instagram. Today I wanted to start a little bit of a deeper dive series on some of my most favorite Instagram hustle culture bros and broettes and dig a little deeper into their longer form content. And I just discovered that one of my favorites, Dan Martell, the Canadian entrepreneur who loves to tell kids to not go to school, has long form content on YouTube. So today we're going to be watching one of his incredibly long 16 minute long videos called 40 Brutal Truths I Wish I Knew in My 20s. And this is going to be some great wisdom, I can only imagine, from our Canadian king. So, oops. Make sure this is. So without any further ado, let's dig into Dan Martell.
At the time of this recording, I'm 44 years old. And if I could go back and talk to my 20-year-old self and give some advice on how to get rich a lot.
Now, one thing you're going to notice about Dan Martell is he's always going to have these like race cars, and he's always going to have private planes.
My 20-year-old self.
That's part of his vision
on how to get rich
for your life.
Faster. Here's what I would say. Number one, don't make the mistake of becoming good at something you hate. When I started off, I thought I had to get great.
Now, I got to say, for off the bat, Dan has had quite a glow up. I'll give him that. Okay, he's had a glow up. His first tip is not great though. Don't become good at something you hate. We'll see where we go from here.
Turns out that if you don't like something, if you hate doing numbers or doing sales calls or even doing customer support, when you get good at something you like doing, you can pay somebody else to take the things that you hate.
When you get good at you can pay somebody else to take the things you hate doing. I mean, that's not true, but it's sort of basic, but
doing. Number two, go to bed and wake up at the exact same time every day.
Now, this is something I can't do. I can't do it. I stay up so late sometimes. Now, last night I went to bed at around 12:30, and I woke up around 7. That's very rare. Very rare. But I wanted to get a lot of things done today, so that's what I did that for. But I will say I can't adhere to this practice.
If you take anything away from this video, having the time that you wake up every day to create, to be productive, and go to bed on time, most problems would actually be solved if you went to bed on time.
I don't know that I buy that. Most problems would be solved if you went to bed on time. What about world peace, Dan?
The longer you do this for, it will compound into greatness. Number three, your body is the only one you have. Take care of it. When people are healthy, they have 1,000 goals.
There's the sports cars. Now listen, he just said take care of your body. It's the only one you have. And we have a shot of sports cars, okay?
Dreams.
And a huge mansion. Is this the one from Selling Sunset? That one that they could never sell because it costs way too much? I feel like it is.
I go after.
Oh, I knew it. I knew Dan Martell would find an excuse to show us that he has abs. Now, look, if I had abs, I would probably want to show them off too. But the fact that he did that within, what is this? 52 seconds of this video, that tells you where his priorities are.
When they're sick, they have one. Get healthy. Most people treat their body like a beat up car, not like
car. This is where the Canadian comes out. I'm not saying Canadian, there's anything wrong with Canadians, but I just love the way they pronounce some words. Now, I'm sure you have a lot to say about my Texas accent, but I think I don't have as much of an accent. I don't think I have an accent. I think I'm the most basic American accent you could have. Maybe I'm wrong.
million thoroughbred horse it actually is. If you've got the energy, you've got the focus, and you can push forward, you're going to run laps around everybody. Number 4, stay close to people that want more for you, not from you. When I was growing up, all I had was people around me that were energy vampires. They kept sucking my energy and asking for things and never ever giving anything in return. And when I decided to do a friend inventory and
A friend inventory? The act of auditing the quality and positive impact of people you spend time with. An example of friend inventory. I've never heard of this, but I will say, like, you do need to pay attention to who you're friends with.
clean up those people and start adding folks that wanted more for me, that pushed me, that expected me to do bigger things with my life, and then were my biggest cheerleaders, everything changed. Number 5, normalize leaving people in whatever reality they have chosen. I used to argue with people. I used to get frustrated when people would try to sell me on their philosophy of
living a life that's not too stressed out, and why do you need to have more? Can't you be happy with what you have?
I realized that energy is better spent being better. That energy is better invested surrounding myself with people that were also on that shared journey. The cool part is I don't get upset anymore. I just don't acknowledge it.
Okay. I'm not sure where he's going with this, but it sounds like the kind of hidden message of this is like, don't listen to other people, period. Like if they say your hustle is not healthy, or if it's not like you're not prioritizing the right things, just don't listen to them. That's what I'm hearing.
Allow them to stay in that reality that they've chosen. And every once in a while, you'll inspire them to come ask you how you've been doing it. Number 6, being humble isn't about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less.
Now, this is rich. From a guy like Dan, who only exclusively talks about himself. The idea that he's telling you to think of yourself less. I mean, maybe, well, let's see where it goes.
People sometimes misunderstand my confidence in what I'm doing or the way I communicate as
Dan's not humble.
I am.
Yeah. Oh, but we're misunderstanding that. Okay.
The truth is I'm all about service. You thinking small or being timid in your actions is actually not going to inspire or help anybody else. So put other people first, but don't think less of yourself. Number 7, you get tested the most when it's your time to level up. This one I've seen over and over and over again. When I was recording the audio for my book, I got the flute. When I was about to hit a new PR at the gym,
He has to show it. Like, it, without fail, it has nothing to do with the subject at hand, but he has to show us how strong he is.
I injured myself. When I was about to have a record month, somebody quit. And it's interesting how right when you're about to break through, something in your life happens. And I always remind myself, in those moments, I get to prove to myself that I'm as good as I think I am when things are going great. Anytime I'm being tested, I just remind myself, God is asking me, do you really, really want this? Number 8, improving yourself daily is the only addiction you need.
Okay.
I'm addicted to the expansion of my being. I love waking up every day a little bit better, a little bit more refined, a little bit more focused, a little stronger, a little more confidence, a little bit more full of joy, a little bit more full of grace. If you wake up with the attitude of just 1% better every day, and if you have a step back, that's okay. Give yourself a break, but just keep focusing on being better. Make that obsession the thing you go find every day. That will change your whole life.
I don't disagree. Like, I think the problem with self-improvement culture and hustle culture in general is that they want you to believe that you aren't enough, you aren't good enough, you aren't doing enough, you aren't making enough money, you aren't starting enough businesses. Improving yourself 1% every day. Okay, so after 3 months, you should be a completely different person. I don't know that that's realistic, but I don't want to sound like too literal here.
9 is you teach people how to treat you. I see this all the time where someone is responding to a text message and then they're upset that the person didn't email them, or a customer cancels a meeting and you say nothing. And then they continuously cancel meetings on you and you're just like, why do they always do that? You teach people how to treat you. If you don't set your standard, you don't communicate your preference, if you don't hold that standard, then people around you are going to continue to do things that frustrate you because you haven't said anything.
Now, I gotta say, I'm not a fan of Dan, but this is true. You do teach people how to treat you. And if you tolerate too much, if you tolerate too many encroachments on your time or your business, they're going to keep doing it.
The first time they do it and you tell them that becomes the new norm, they will treat you differently. Just like somebody that's always late. If you allow them to be late, you never leave without them, then they'll never learn the lesson and you've taught them that that's okay. Number 10, it's better to admit you walked through the wrong door than to spend a lot of time in the wrong room. See, oftentimes we're born into a city that we didn't choose, a school that we didn't choose, a friend group, honestly, we didn't really choose. They just sat next to us in high school. And instead of acknowledging that maybe that scenario, that place isn't the best for us and moving on, we stay in it way too long. And I will tell you, the faster you can acknowledge and move, the better your life's gonna be.
I agree with that one too. I'm having a problem where I think Dan has much better advice in long form content than he does on his terrible reels. But I also acknowledge that this advice is probably from ChatGPT and not from Dan.
Number 11, you waiting for a sign is a sign. Back when I was a teenager, I made a series of bad decisions that landed me in jail. And in that moment, I turned to God and I said, show me a sign. The fact that I was asking was the sign. The fact that I needed him was proof. The fact that I was at rock bottom sometimes is God showing you that he is the rock at the bottom. So you don't need another sign. If you want one, this is it. Number 12, nothing you've gone through has made you weaker.
Okay.
Anytime somebody's struggling or having an issue in their business or their personal life, I always remind them that you've gone through worse, you've made it through it, and the reason why you are who you are today is because of those conflicts, those challenges, those setbacks. We don't get better without having to go through things. This is just another opportunity for you to grow. Number 13, everything wants you when you want nothing. The person that has the most power, the most confidence, the most status in a room is the person that needs nothing from anybody else.
Okay, the thing about Dan saying this in particular is so disingenuous because Dan would not be on the internet yapping as much as he is if he didn't need all of us to buy his courses.
Anybody else. When you come off as somebody that's needy, it feels that way. That energy is kind of like icky. When you can get to a place
his shirt
where
matches
you
his
don't
eyes.
need anything and you focus on you and what you can control, that's actually when abundance is going to show up into your life. Number 14, you have to be willing to be misunderstood for long periods of time to be successful. If you have a vision for your life that is bigger than anything anybody around you today,
it's always going to be a private plane.
And they won't understand why you do what you do. And that's normal. It means they're going to misunderstand you. They're not going to understand why you're doing certain things, why you're sacrificing, why you're showing up a certain way. And that's okay, because all those people that misunderstood you will brag about being your friend once you win. Number 15, when things get easy, go hard. Every time I get to another level and things start getting easy, I remind myself how I used to act when I was starting off.
Whoa. Like I said, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Dan has had a glow up, okay?
When I was starting.
He's had a glow up. Fashion, his hair. I'm going to give that credit, but that's all I'm going to give.
Most people start to climb that mountain, have some success, and then chill out. My whole thing is, why am I not acting the same way I was when I had nothing? Because I had a vision for my life. It was way bigger. And if anything, you should go hard when things start getting easy to remind yourself that you're still fighting for the bigger dreams. Number 16, only ask for advice from people who have been where you want to go.
All right, I'm going to take a break because I don't know if I could. We're only on 16 out of 40. I want to say hi to Jeff, Cassandra, Edgar. Hello. Thank you for joining me on this test. I just want to make sure we can hear me, we can hear the video, see the video, and that everything's working. You do not have to stick around if you do not want to, but I appreciate and I'm grateful that you do. Now, I see that Edgar has a little crown because he's the first person to comment, and he has 50 XP, whatever that means. And Cassandra and Jeff also have little crowns. Thank you.
The person giving you advice
Thank you, Jeff.
has never achieved the thing you want to do, then their strategy is going to be flawed. It doesn't matter how many books they've read. It doesn't matter how many things they think other people have done. It doesn't matter how many stories that they share about things they heard from somebody else. If they themselves have not done it, then their feedback is going to be tainted. It's going to be flawed. And honestly,
Dan
they're gonna give you the
GPT.
wrong
That's right.
blueprint
That's who
to
this
achieve.
is.
So always find the people that have been to the place you want to be and ask them for their advice. Number 17, the word no is a complete sentence.
That is Oprah. That is Oprah's advice. Or is someone Dan, we've heard this advice before.
You're allowed to just say no. I know that you're worried about hurting people's feelings, but what about your feelings?
I know, listen, I've tried to just say no. And unfortunately, people don't just take no as an answer. It's true, you don't have to give additional advice or context, but you're going to look like a jerk if you don't.
You ever said yes to somebody and you went to a thing and then you're there and you're like, why am I here? Or you
Yes,
get on a call with
all the
somebody
time.
that you don't know
Dan.
that somebody introduced you 3 months ago and you're like, why am I on this call? You're allowed to just say no. And a no today is a
Always
yes.
going to show us the
Number
biceps.
18, don't dim your light to make other people feel comfortable. If you shining your light and being who you are and be authentically yourself blinds other people because that is too much for them, then I'd rather you be too much and they can go find less. Number 19, have a primary aim for your life.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And this should have been number 1. Honestly, what was number 1? Anyone remember? Number 1 was, don't be good at something you hate. Yeah, I think have a primary aim for your life probably should have been number 1, if I'm honest.
Too much and they can go find less. Number 19, have a primary aim for your life. People ask me all the time, why are you so motivated? My response is, why are you not more motivated? I know why I'm here. I know what my life is going to stand for.
Why
I
are
know
you
what
here,
my
Dan?
purpose is. When we have that
What
primary
is your
aim,
I've actually never heard Dan tell us what his purpose is. That's one of the reasons I don't like him, because I can't figure out what it is he's selling. I know there's a course in there. I know there's some sort of scammery, allegedly, but I don't know what it is. And I've been dying to figure it out.
it becomes the fuel to pull us forward to achieve some incredible things in our lives. Number 20, stop reading books, start studying them.
Okay. Eager to see where this is going. Stop reading books, start studying them. Now let's go back in time here. Dan is the one who does not want your kids to go to school. Dan is the one who told the little kid on the side of the road, make ChatGPT do your homework and drop out of school. I mean, literally, he does not want kids to go to school. He wants everyone to be homeschooled. He wants no one to go to college.
There's a difference. If I'm reading a book just to say I read it, I'm not going to retain it. If I'm reading a book because I'm studying it to not only apply to my life, to then teach other people, that consumption, that level of comprehension is going to change and shift my beliefs, my actions, and the way I show up for other people. That's what it means to study a book.
He didn't say anything. There was nothing there. Did you see what he did? He said, when you're reading a book, just to read it, you need to be studying a book. But he didn't say how. He didn't say like highlight things you like or take notes or write in the margins. He just said study it.
Number 21, always assume positive intent. You're driving, somebody cuts you off. You can use that moment to get road rage and get pissed off and start flipping them the bird and screaming at them, and then take the whole morning processing how that person did you wrong. Or you can assume positive intent that maybe they're in a rush because somebody they love is in the hospital.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to assume that. I'm not going to. Everybody on the road is not on their way to the hospital. You have to be a good driver.
Either one is as likely to be true. The second one enables you to not emotionally over-respond, keeping you focused on your dreams. Number 22, put your own mask on first before helping others.
This is the classic. This is not Dan Martell advice.
Put the mask on so that you have the capacity to help people around you. Most of you guys get distracted by other people's dramas, other issues, and it takes you off of your pursuit to becoming better. The truth is you can't help those other people until you get the resources. So if you keep getting distracted and you don't get those resources by the time you really need your help, you're not going to be ready for it. Number 23, look for problems, don't avoid them. I can tell you that the quality of your life, the size of your life is correlated to the size of problems you have in your life. So instead of being worried about having big problems, actually go find bigger problems to solve. Number 24, your new life will cost you your old one. If you want to move forward, it's going to require you to change the way you've been, which will mean that...
Now, I can't really talk because I wear essentially the same thing every day, which is this... One of the colors of this Uniqlo shirt. I have like 10 versions of it, different colors, and I wear them every day because it's easy. But Dan wears this same blue t-shirt in every video. I've noticed that. And if that's not one of his top 40 things, then I'm not sure he knows his brand well enough. Because to me, wearing the same thing every day genuinely does make life a little bit easier. Not much, but a little bit.
If you want to move forward, it's going to require you to change the way you've been.
I think he does it just so he can use video clips in any setting, and it'll always work.
Which will mean that how you've been living will not work for the future, because if it did, you'd already have the things you want. So if you're not willing to reassess, let go, cut things out of your life, then you'll always be held back from your past from creating a brighter future. Number 25, confidence comes from keeping the commitments you make to yourself in private. Most of you want more confidence, but the truth is you erode that confidence every time you make a commitment that nobody else knows about and you don't follow through. You don't get up at 5 a.m. when you said you would. You don't go to the gym when you said you would.
All he wants to do is show us. If Dan Martell could just put out videos of him working out and being on a private jet, that's what he would do. I mean, I think that is the primary reason he has content. He wants us to know he's flown on private jets. And I'm sorry for this pause screen that I've paused on. I don't think this map is real. Do you think? Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I do think Dan had his colors red. I think Dan did that, the color thing. What shade of blue is that? Is that like a summer? I think that's a summer color. Let me look this up, actually. This is important. So give me a second. Let me add another source here. Color. What is it called? Color. Like find your color season. Yeah. Okay. Let me add. Hey, thanks for the 3 people that have joined. I genuinely appreciate it. It's very helpful for me. This is a bit of a test. Mac OS, add existing, create new. Oh no! Oh no! Not my whole screen. Not my whole screen. No. Oh, okay. Hold on. Just no window, and it's gonna be Google. Let's see, Chrome. Where is it? Okay. there. Okay. Here we go. So find your color season. I'm trying to find where this blue that Dan wears
every time
all the time, what color season that is. Oh, I bet it's a spring. Let's see. Can we get this bigger? Maybe yeah. I think that counts as a spring blue. It's definitely not a winter or a summer. Well, maybe it's summer. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a better match. Oh, yeah. It looks like he's probably... Okay, here's the thing about these seasons is that they're all kind of the same, except autumn. Autumn is kind of off the rails here, very dark. But I mean, he's either summer or spring. I'm going to say he's probably spring. He seems like a spring to me.
Do that, you chip away at your confidence to the point where you start having self-doubt, anxiety.
That is a
imposter
cerulean.
syndrome. Number 26, dedicate a decade, not a day. Some people go to the gym once and they can't shut up about it. They're like, oh my God, I got an arm pump. That was so great. I'm not impressed with anybody that does something for a day, a week, a month, even for a year. When you're willing to dedicate a decade of your time, energy, focus, and resources to achieving something, trust me, the world will collude in your favor to be great. Number 27.
Collusion is probably a key term in Dan Martell's life.
Treat others
Allegedly.
the way you want to be treated. If you want more love in your life, then give more love. If you want higher quality relationships, then be a better friend. The more you show up with respect, with motivation, with positivity, with non-judgment, the rest of the world will treat you the exact same way. Number 28, tell people about them. The most powerful thing you have is
the fact that these people, here's the thing, like these people need so much footage. I just can't imagine like what they had to do to get this footage of them playing Monopoly and throwing Monopoly money into the air with one of the kids is sitting on the table.
The most powerful thing you have is the acknowledgement of somebody.
They're not playing Monopoly.
You never know when that.
Jeff, have a great
word,
Peloton.
that
Thank you for
moment
coming.
Might be the thing that actually could have saved somebody's life. And I know that sounds dramatic, but I've seen it happen so many times. You have no idea what people are going through around you. And that one compliment at the right time for the right person might be the thing they needed to stop a downward spiral.
Okay, well, I will give Dan a compliment. The blue looks good. Okay, his spring palette.
Number
is
29.
a good one.
If you keep running into bad people, you may be the problem.
Okay. Well, now I feel personally judged because I do think the algorithm that I have built on Instagram is 100% my fault. 100%. I acknowledge that. Okay. I have built it brick by brick because look, I enjoy watching these people. So yeah, if I am the problem.
I was training with my buddy the other day, and he's a bit of a complainer. I was like, hey man, do you realize that you complain a lot? And he's like, oh, I've never really noticed that. And I was like, yeah, and I bet your friends complain a lot because misery loves company. So
okay, but he's hanging out with you, your friend.
If drama is in your life, you might be the person creating the drama. It's nobody else's fault. Like, go look in a mirror. No.
Okay, so what he just described is he was working out with one of his friends. And he said his friend complains too much, and then blamed his friend for having other friends who complain too much, but doesn't blame himself for having the friend that complains too much.
30, avoid drama and gossip at all costs. If you want to be a high-level person, don't spend time in drama and gossip. They're allergic to it.
That is literally what every mean girl gossip says. I don't do drama. I don't do drama. And here's the thing. Everybody gossips. Everybody. Everybody gossips.
They hear it, they run away from it. Why? Because they're spending all their time in a place of opportunity and creation in the future. And in that space, there's no place for that drama and that gossiping.
If anyone knows Dan Martell, please reach out to me and tell me how often he talks about other people. It's probably constantly.
Number 31, fear gives bad advice. In those
Speaking of bad advice,
dark periods, those moments where you want to give up.
why is he always... I thought we were wanting to be successful entrepreneurs, launching new businesses. He seems to be at the gym 24/7, being filmed, no less.
You just feel like you've had enough. Just know that that is when you are giving yourself the worst advice. Don't take it from you. Find somebody else, give them the scenario, and ask maybe 2 or 3 people. That's the best way to overcome those moments where you're full of fear. Number 32, it's never too late to change. I don't care if you're 87 or 27. I'm telling you, today, in this moment, you have an opportunity to decide to change your life. And everybody had to take that first step. I had to take that first.
He looks so different. Maybe
Step. I had to
Maybe it's
start
just
at
the
zero.
blue. Maybe it's just
Everybody goes through
the
it. And
spring
today could be the day
colors.
for you. Number 33, get rid of all your vices. And I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about the gambling, the porn, the social media, the news, the sugar, the friends, the drama. Some of you...
Get rid of social media, which he is on nonstop all day, every day. And get rid of your friends.
Are addicted to things that you don't realize are holding you back. If you want more, you have to let things go from the past so that you have space for the more. Number 34, if you're addicted to your phone, your life just isn't interesting enough.
Well, everyone that knows who this man is addicted to their phone. I'm addicted to my phone. I have an interesting life. I have a very interesting life. In fact, I think I have one of the more interesting lives of people. And I'm addicted to my phone, Daniel.
If the best thing you got is being distracted by doom scrolling on social media, go pick up some hobbies. Go get around people that are living life a little bit more exciting. I'm telling you, if you start doing things in the real world that freak you out, that scare you a little bit, that push you over your edge, that's way more interesting than you just sit.
The thing about this is, it seems to me that the only time he's ever doing anything that isn't social media is when he's filming clips to put on social media of him doing things that aren't social media.
Are getting these dopamine hits on social media. Number 35, take on as much responsibility as you can. You've got capacity. Offer to help people, especially people that are in a position to serve you and your dreams going forward. Always say yes. Always say yes. The person that's always available will figure out through that overwhelm how to get more done, and eventually you'll be the person that they default to get involved in really cool projects. Number 36, don't blame anybody else but yourself.
Okay, he just spent 30 minutes telling us it's all your friends' fault. You're hanging around the wrong people. They're lame.
Talking anybody. I'm talking all circumstances. At the end of the day, as soon as you blame somebody else for where you're at, you lose control. As soon as you acknowledge that nobody's coming to save you and that you are in control of your life, your decisions, your circumstances, and no matter what anybody else is doing, you will then unlock the ability to move forward. If it's other people that need to like me or do things to be successful, I'll never win. Number 37.
Okay, Edgar, you make a very good point. The footage lacks variety. It's the gym, the plane, tilting head back and forth. Yes, it is. It's the same. It's this. He's like always in his office throwing something at the camera. He's in the gym pumping. He's getting on the plane. He's getting into his blue car that he rented. allegedly.
Be dissatisfied with where you're at in life.
Be
I got this from my coach, Ed Milet. You want to understand that what you've...
Oh, of course that guy is his coach. Of course that guy is his coach. Everything makes sense now. Everything makes sense. This guy was just on the Jamie Kern Lima show, who I featured earlier this week. And of course this guy is his coach. It all clicks now.
Ed Milet. You want to understand that what you've got today, you should...
It's always cars. What is wrong with this guy? Why does he care so much about these cars? Look at this. It's every clip is a car, a private plane, a gym.
Crazy grateful for, as little or as big as it is, but at the same time know and believe that you were here and created for something more. And that's the dissatisfied part. It sounds like a dichotomy, but I'm telling you, you can have gratitude and at the same time realize you were created for more. Number 38, make time for what matters to you. If you tell me your family's important, your girlfriend's important, your best friend's important, show me in your calendar where you've dedicated time to it. See,
I would love to see his calendar, actually, because I don't think he spends much time with it. Maybe he does. Maybe he shoots all this content, one day, and then it's all the same background clips. It's all him at the gym. It's all him getting in the car or the private plane, and then random movie clips for some reason. Maybe he is spending time with his family.
A lot of people say things are important, but they don't make them a priority. Any new requests from strangers end up in their calendar way before the thing that they said is important. If it matters to you, you make time for it. Number 39, respect comes from admiration, not fear. I look up to people that are givers, that have done big things. I'm not looking up to people or respecting folks just because I'm scared of what they might do to me or they won't accept me. For example, you might have a boss and you're worried they're going to fire you all the time. That person isn't a good person. I want to follow a leader that's going to hold me to a higher standard, that's also going to show up and coach me to become better. That's somebody I admire. When you can change your frame to find the people that you admire because of how they show up in the world as a giver, you'll change because you're not going to dim your light to help somebody that wasn't going to help you unless it helped.
So much yapping.
40, life is a mirror, not a window. See, a lot of you guys are spending time looking out the windows, comparing yourself to other people. And the truth is your life is a reflection of who you are. The world isn't as it is. The world is as you are.
The world isn't as it is. The world is as you are. Is that a phrase anyone says? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Hold on. Is the phrase "the world isn't as it is, the world is as you are" something people say? Yes. It's a well-known philosophical quote. It's also been echoed by Stephen Covey in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Yeah. We see the world not as it is, but as we are, or as we are conditioned to see it. Okay. That's fair. Oh, Tyra said that? I bet she did.
It is a mirror. So if you want the rest of the thing to get better, you got to get better. And it's based on what you see when you look in that mirror. Are you capable? Are you creating? Are you pushing forward? That's the most powerful lesson out of all of them. If you want to learn the 8 money rules that I wish I knew in my 20s, click the link and I'll see you on the other side.
8 money rules I wish I knew in my 20s. Click the link and I'll see you on the other side. I don't know if I can handle that today, Dan Martell. That was a journey. Listen, I feel like he is one of those people that, I don't know. He just seems like somebody who is not genuine. Is that fair to say? Not genuine. Hi, Amanda. It's so good to see you. I just watched a long, horrible video, but it's great to see you here. Thank you for joining. We are just talking about some of my favorite influencers that I love to not like. Now, I do want to show you a couple clips of Dan Martell that I find so interesting because he really seems to hate school. For some reason, he really does not want kids to go to school. And that is something that I will never really understand, but I'm starting to do some research on why that is. And you might be shocked to find out that Dan Martell has some form of his own schooling. And I don't know if it's like actual school or just like business courses like the Business Course Bros sell. But let's take a look at this video if I can get it. Here we go. If I can get it up there. There we go. All right. Here we go. Here's Dan Martell's School Sucks.
School sucks. So dumb. Literally.
School sucks. It's so dumb. I mean, yeah, people don't like school generally, but I don't know that it's so dumb. I don't know about that.
It was designed for you to listen.
Yeah. It was designed for you to listen. Yes, much like this video that we're watching was designed for us to listen.
Don't have your own thoughts. Here's the box. Stay in the box, Kale. Yeah. It's not designed for life, man. If I designed a school, first question I ask you is, what are you passionate about? Cars. Okay, what do I need to teach you? Math. How about I use the horsepower to teach you math?
How about I use the horsepower to teach you math because you like cars? Okay.
Pay attention. You literally just lit up. Did you see his face go like, oh, wow? And
no, I didn't. Actually, let's go back. Let's go back and see. Did his face light up? I mean, I'm not judging this kid, but I don't think his face lit up.
Attention. You literally just lit up. Did you see his face go like, oh, wow? And instead, they're sitting there teaching you how to do circumferences.
They're sitting there teaching you how to do circumferences. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is one of the things you have to learn.
Literally today, every kid can have a personalized lesson plan based on their number one passion and what you got to teach. You should open a school. Guess what? I did.
Oh! He did open a school. He did open a school. So there is a reason he hates school and wants everyone to drop out. Oh, now we see it. Now we see it, Dan.
Whether the kids are paying attention or not, you're paying attention. See you, man.
I don't get this guy. I mean, listen. There is something that I both cannot stand, but I also can't get enough of from these types. And I don't know. Let's try another clip.
If I was in my 20s or my 30s or my 40s or 50s or 60s or 70s or 80s, I would go all in on AI or personal brand. I'm in my 40s and I'm going all in on AI and personal brand. Investing in those two areas, AI, automation, systems, knowledge, to literally get freedom, and then doubling down so that more people know about who you are, the personal brand, reach and reputation. If you gave me $100 million and said, go invest it on two things, it'd be AI and personal brand.
If you gave me $100 million, I would go invest it on personal brand and AI.
And guess what? That's exactly what I'm doing. If I was in my 20s right now, I would go massively all in on AI and personal brand.
Yeah, unfortunately, AI is literally already about to pop the bubble. These people. I can't stop. This is another. Oh, this is another Dan Martell crusade against school. Here we go. I'm not sure. I would love to know what school Dan Martell went to, because he has really a lot of real negative thoughts about schools. Schools punish the exact things that you need to be successful in the real world. For some reason, it's not playing. Maybe it's a sign. Taking risks is frowned upon. Asking too many questions. Can you please put your hand down? Thinking differently. Oh no, we can't do that. That's not how we do it. 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah. Yes. I mean, a good school is going to teach you that 1 + 1 = 2, Dan. Versus when you go in the real world, taking risk is how you make money. Asking a lot of questions is how you get curious and learn about other people and how to solve problems. And thinking different is how you innovate to actually be successful. Yeah, none of that is prevented by going to school. In fact, it's encouraged. Amanda, what if I hate horsepower? Yeah, that's how I feel too. What if I don't particularly want to hear about horsepower? Let's watch one more Dan Martell video, and then I'm gonna let you all go. If I can get this. Again, thank y'all for joining me on this test. Edgar, you're a star for doing this. Next time I'll be a little more organized, but all right, let's try this one.
I want to have enough time and money to support my family. My dad isn't going to retire till he's about 80.
So you want to retire your dad as fast as possible, or by the time he's 70, or what's the goal?
I'd say 70.
Okay, this girl looks like maybe she's 16 and she's trying to retire her dad, which God bless.
So Julia, I'm not even joking. I use AI about 50 times a day. I need your...
Yeah, we know. We know because we watched your video of 40 things that you wish you knew.
help me create a master prompt for my personal life so that I can get some questions around budgeting and life direction, all that stuff figured out. Can you ask me all the questions to create a master prompt?
First, what are your main financial goals?
I say, create me a master prompt for my life. Did you notice the first thing? What did it ask me about?
What are your financial goals?
So in regards to where you should invest, it'll tell you financially where the gap is on how much you need to make to support what you want. Then the question is that plan good enough for you, or will you have to go build a side hustle to create more income? So can you do that? Create a master prompt for your life and then ask it that question on budgeting? For Juliet, 3, 2, 1. Awesome.
Okay. So she asked, how can she retire her dad? And he said, ask ChatGPT to create you a master prompt and it will tell you for her life. Okay. Okay. That's all we need. Create a budget. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Daniel. Well, look, I appreciate everyone who's joined me today on this little test. We may do more tests in the future. I would love to have a little bit of a live show set up where I can blast through clips quickly and do more long form content here on YouTube. So stay tuned. I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk again soon. If you're not following me on Instagram, I do most of my content there. The link is in the description.